Once upon a time, in a village nestled deep within the heart of Africa, there existed a place of captivating beauty and enchanting traditions. The village, known as Dubisi, flourished amidst the lush greenery of the surrounding landscape. Tall, majestic palm trees swayed gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering ancient melodies of the land. Colorful huts, adorned with intricate patterns and vibrant paintings, lined the narrow dirt pathways that crisscrossed the village. Dubisi was a close-knit community, where the warmth of the sun was rivaled only by the warmth of its people. The villagers thrived on their deep connection with nature and celebrated the rich tapestry of African heritage that permeated every aspect of their lives. They gathered beneath the grand baobab tree at the village center, where stories of heroes and ancestors were shared, and laughter filled the air like the sweet melodies of birdsong. Amidst this idyllic village, there resided a young maiden named Adanne, whose unparalleled beauty stirred the hearts of all who beheld her. Her stunning features were complemented by her ebony skin, a testament to the heritage and strength of her people. However, despite her striking appearance, Adanne's heart was overshadowed by an abundance of pride. The villagers marveled at her flawless complexion, shimmering like onyx in the sun's embrace, and her eyes that shone like twin stars in the night sky. Adanne's beauty was renowned throughout the land, yet it was her arrogance that left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who encountered her. Men from far and wide were captivated by Adanne's radiant allure, and sought her hand in marriage, hoping to bask in her captivating presence. They presented gifts of precious jewels, and composed heartfelt songs, all in an attempt to win her favor. However, to their dismay, Adanne rejected each suitor without hesitation, her prideful heart dismissing their heartfelt intentions. Nnenna, a young woman of equal beauty to Adanne, carried the weight of a difficult life upon her shoulders. She had lost her mother at a tender age and was left to the mercy of her stepmother, who happened to be Adanne's mother. While Adanne reveled in her beauty and received adoration from all around, Nnenna was forced to endure a life of servitude. She toiled relentlessly, her delicate hands calloused from the countless chores she was burdened with. From dawn till dusk, Nnenna was made to hawk goods in the scorching sun, traverse bustling markets, and return home to prepare meals for the family, all while Adanne lounged idly, free from any responsibility. Despite the hardships she faced, Nnenna remained steadfast in her kindness and grace, refusing to let bitterness consume her heart. One day, the king's town crier went round the village to announce that the prince, who had been away for years, would be returning to choose a bride. He also told the villagers to prepare all their beautiful maidens for the event. The villagers were happy at the news of the prince's return. To choose a bride, no one knew him. They only heard of his handsomeness and wisdom. As the news of the prince's imminent return spread throughout the village, excitement and anticipation rippled through Dubisi like a gentle breeze. The villagers eagerly prepared for the grand occasion, adorning themselves in their finest attire. Unbeknownst to the villagers, the prince, a humble and wise man, had chosen to disguise himself as an ordinary traveler without his guards. He arrived in Dubisi ahead of schedule, eager to witness the true nature of the village and its people before revealing himself. As fate would have it, The prince's path intersected with that of Adan, who had just returned from visiting a friend in a nearby village. Adan, oblivious to the disguised prince's true identity, exuded an air of arrogance and superiority as she basked in her own beauty. Her radiant confidence was amplified as she encountered this stranger, unaware that he was in fact the very prince she had so disdainfully dismissed. Intrigued by Adan's captivating allure, the disguised prince approached her with a humble smile and gentle eyes. "Excuse me, fair maiden," he spoke softly, his voice betraying none of his royal lineage. "May I inquire as to your name?" "My name is Adan, the most beautiful maiden in this village," she boasted, her tone dripping with arrogance. "I suggest you find someone more suitable to engage in conversation, for I shall soon be marrying the prince of my village, unbeknownst to Adan." Her words struck a deep chord within the disguised prince, for he was, indeed, the very prince she had insulted. However, instead of retaliating or revealing his true identity, he chose to continue the charade, fascinated by the opportunity to witness the true character of the woman before him. The prince's eyes sparkled with a mix of amusement and curiosity as he responded, his voice still gentle and kind. "My apologies, beautiful Adan, for overstepping my bounds. I shall take my leave and wish you well on your forthcoming nuptials." Adan, satisfied with her dismissal of the seemingly ordinary traveler, watched him depart with a dismissive wave of her hand. The prince, who didn't want to enter the village until dusk, decided to go to the village river where he and his friends had swam and played as a child. As he approached the river, he heard a sonorous voice singing. He saw a poor maiden sat by the river bank singing. The prince, captivated by the melodious voice that had enchanted his ears, approached the poor maiden sitting by the river bank. Nnenna, startled by the unexpected company, glanced up and greeted him with a warm smile. Impressed by her singing, the prince praised her musical talent. Intrigued by her humble demeanor, he felt a genuine connection and wished to engage her in conversation further. With a kind and humble tone, he asked if he could join her on the river bank, seeking solace from the bustling village. Nnenna, gracious and open-hearted, welcomed his company. She scooted over, making space for the prince to sit beside her. With the sun casting golden hues upon the tranquil waters, they conversed, their voices intertwining with the gentle murmur of the river. Curiosity danced in the prince's eyes as he observed Nnenna, sensing a beauty within her that surpassed the external. He couldn't help but ask her why she chose to sit alone by the river bank. Nnenna's eyes sparkled with a mix of nostalgia and longing as she shared her deep connection with the serenity of the river. "The river," she began, her voice soft and filled with emotion, "has always been a sanctuary for me. It whispers ancient stories and offers solace amidst life's hardships. Here I find a peace that transcends my circumstances, a reminder of the beauty that can be found even in the simplest of moments." The prince listened intently, his heart touched by Nnenna's profound appreciation for the natural world. He realized that he had stumbled upon a kindred spirit, someone who possessed a depth of character far beyond what the eyes could see. As the conversation flowed and time passed, Nnenna reluctantly announced that she had to depart, her water pot awaiting her at home. The prince, not wanting their interaction to end, hesitated for a moment before gathering the courage to ask her name. With a warm smile, Nnenna responded, "My name is Nnenna, good sir. And what shall I call you?" The prince, still maintaining his disguise, replied, "I am simply a traveler passing through these lands. You may call me Hazel." On the highly anticipated day, the village buzzed with excitement as all the maidens prepared to showcase their grace and beauty. Adan, adorned in exquisite beads and a resplendent dress, radiated confidence. Her mother, eager to see her daughter triumph, had spared no effort in ensuring Adan's appearance was nothing short of dazzling. Meanwhile, Nnenna, accustomed to being overlooked and mistreated, had been sent on various errands by Adan and her mother. They hoped to prevent her from attending the event. Believing her presence would diminish Adan's chances, however, determined to witness the spectacle, Nnenna swiftly completed her chores and hastened to the market square. Upon her arrival, Nnenna realized she had missed much of the competition. The other maidens had danced gracefully, vying for the prince's attention. Adan, who had requested to perform last, caught sight of the prince and regretted not recognizing him during their earlier encounter. An unsettling feeling gnawed at her, fearing that her previous arrogant behavior would cost her the prince's favor. As the moment arrived for Adan's performance, she danced with fervor, hoping to captivate the prince's attention once more. However, to her dismay, the prince, who had already recognized her true character, deliberately ignored her. His eyes instead searched the crowd until they settled upon Nnenna, who stood humbly among the onlookers, moved by her genuine spirit and grace. The prince approached Nnenna with a pleading expression. He implored her to participate in the competition, recognizing the radiance within her that far surpassed external beauty. Initially hesitant, Nnenna, touched by the prince's sincere request, agreed to step forward. As Nnenna gracefully moved to the rhythm of the drums, an enchanting aura enveloped her. Her every step told a story of resilience, her every movement a testament to the strength of her character. The villagers watched in awe as Nnenna's dance unfolded, her elegance and authenticity shining brightly. When the performance came to an end, the crowd erupted in thunderous applause, acknowledging Nnenna's undeniable beauty, both within and without, in a unanimous decision. The prince declared Nnenna as his chosen bride, an honor that beamed radiantly upon her. Adan, overcome with shame and bitter disappointment, slinked away from the gathering, tears streaming down her face. She had been blind to the true meaning of beauty, her arrogance blinding her to the depths of character that lay within her stepsister.